Hello, I made this geonode setup that generates drift marks for one of my projects. I haven't seen any tutorials using this method and I really think that it's good. This method does not use dynamic paint but uses geometry nodes instead to generate a long decal of a drift mark for each tire. So it's very lightweight, every part of it is easily adjustable, it can work on an inclined road, it can be animated and it automatically generates UVs and it lets you put any texture on it. The road can have only one polygon and it will still work perfectly fine. Here's how the setup works. We start by generating a row of points that follows the path of each tire. This is done by creating points at the tire's position on every frame using simulation zone. Then we convert that row of points into a spline. Next we convert the spline into a long strip, which is the base mesh for our drift marks decal. Then it is being shrink wrapped to whatever ground you select to make it perfectly align with this surface. Then the mesh is being displaced on a z-axis a little by noise to get rid of z-fighting, and finally the material is added. UVs are automatically generated and stored in an attribute called UV. So when you make a material, you should add an attribute node and type UV and use the vector output for your texture instead of using texture coordinates UV output. Here's how you use my setup. First you select the corresponding wheels and the road and select the material. You can select your own material or use the one I made. You can adjust the scale of the decals with the width parameter. You can also choose the subdivision level. If you want to animate when the drift marks are generated, then toggle the animation drift checkbox on and then keyframe the checkbox below. If the drift marks are misaligned a little, you can fine-tune the position of them in the Position Adjustments tab. Here you can see that even if you make your road inclined, the setup still works. To cleanly import my setup to your scene, select the drift marks object, and then just clear the inputs for wheels, road, and optionally material. If you want to use my material, then don't remove the material input, and then copy-paste it into your scene. Thank you for watching.